So I figured we'd all just, I didn't know. And so I think they are going to, Jason had checked Justin Lum's channel before we came on. And he was like, yeah, it's going to be live streamed. I was like, well, I just threw my faith in there. Hey, Kathy, how y'all doing? Hey, Eric, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm on this side of the daisy, so here we are.
Animals aren't pooping on us, so we're good, right?
Right. We're not fertilizer yet.
Yeah, it got confusing yesterday because they put out an order to close hearing and redact it and all that
Yeah.
nonsense, but that ended up being for Chad's hearing in June.
Right.
So
this one right here.
yeah.
We'll go over this in a little while, y'all. I know I'm late. It's just me that controls that little button. But I'm really glad to be here with everybody again. It's just a good feeling just to be here with everybody. And thank you, Little Brands. Little Brands.
How's everybody doing in the chat? It's been a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad it'll be live streamed too. And so before we go on, Eric, I'm gonna have to, how I am with them. Ow, that was my knee.
Yikes.
Anyways, probably y'all's ears too. So sorry. Before we go on, I'm gonna have to check out here. That way I can focus on, sharing the screen and all that, getting the voices channel and all that good stuff. All that good stuff.
Oh, you got it. You're
How
fine.
y'all doing? Hey, Lori. Hey, Bo Peep. Hey, Kathy. Little Brands, Nettie. Sugar Butt Starburst. Starburst.
Might be the most awesome name I've ever heard.
I know. It's funny to say it. It is funny to say it. Mary. I'm just going to say Mary because Mary G. Oh, Sandrillo. Rainy April. I'm sorry. Allergies, man. Right? Okay.
Yeah,
Let me clear my throat. That's for my time, you youngsters. If there's any, if there's any here. Hey, Jennifer. Um, Yvette Thomas, 0. I one day will change my mouse out. And Eric sent me some papers before we came on to my phone. I literally put my phone right here, and I was using my mouse trying to get into my phone. I was looking at it, and I was trying to. That's what I'm saying. A lot. Brain is mush sometimes. A lot of times. But hey, Carrie Ann. I'm just kind of going backwards. One day I'll change my mouse out. It makes a lot of noise. Drives me insane. It's the little things. Angel. Nice to have every one of y'all here. Gloria. Sorry if I missed your name. Pops in the Moo Mafia. Anne Marie. Megan. Charmaine. Rombo. So, Soul's Eye Jules. Betsy's Barn. Anyways, I don't know. Well, yeah, we're just gonna hang out, and there's really not much to do except we can kind of just read those things that we had yesterday, or that we got yesterday. I tried to have them backstage, or ready for today. So I'm just gonna. It's an overlay, so I'm just gonna overlay them and go over them real quick. Let me catch my bearings real quick.
Hello, Pops in the Moo Mafia.
6-8. Okay. Let me see. No, not bad. Y'all get to hear my insane talking as I do stuff. How many others are there that talk to themselves as they do stuff?
But the only thing I know for sure today, KJ, is another hearing will be scheduled because Judge Boyce he's not gonna make a decision today.
You
It's not
think?
his. No, he won't do it. Or I'll be shocked if he does, because they're just
Yeah. He's so careful.
presenting the evidence or the arguments to him, and he'll have to take those into consideration, of course.
Yeah.
I guess my point is make a damn decision on today, and let's move on. But
Let's be sure about it too, though. I like for him to wear Sure deodorant. Yes. Because I definitely don't want to, none of us here want to be going through any kind of, we don't want him to win technical. No way. But that's the only way to me is technicality.
He gets the paperwork from them. I mean, he could read it before they go, into the hearing, and then listen. He's done it before.
Yeah.
He made the decision for something. I forget now.
I'm sure he already has. I'm sure he's already made the decision. He already knows. They know these things. They know how things can go. They're not fortune tellers, but they, it's the no plan. I don't know.
I mean, we're chasing our tails here. I mean, he didn't completely dismiss the motion to dismiss. He did it
Mm,
without prejudice. So that's why we're still here.
yeah.
That's why we're still talking about the same stuff that we were talking about, a month or 2 months ago, whenever it was.
Right. Like a plunger, bringing
Yeah,
up old
yeah.
crap.
I
Yes.
mean, it begs the question. And at first, I dismissed it as being just nonsense because Pryor he didn't even argue the fact of dismissing Rob, Lindsay, and Rachel. He said he would let Judge Boyce make that decision simply on the paperwork that he turned in.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
uh, that makes me, since we're still talking about it, I have to wonder, did Pryor find something in in that in
That's true.
the grand jury stuff? So
Just always, I mean, let's just remind ourselves that nothing is bigger, just to keep our faith. Well, it's important for me just to keep my faith and just try not to, I'm trying not to sweat all the small stuff. Or it's not small, it's huge. But it's like I can't go over there and be like, no. And I mean, thank God, because I'm not professional, right? That's why they get paid the big bucks. I don't. That's their expertise. And it's just the not knowing. And then, like y'all remember how I tell y'all how, like, when there's a court hearing, everybody besides me, like, I feel like I'm just like, okay, come on, y'all, come on. Y'all get all crazy. Everybody gets all crazy and just, wow, because I guess we all want to, like, I mean, I'm just assuming, I guess everybody just wants to just to know and just to have answers, I guess. And without having them, it's like, maybe that's just me. Maybe I have control issues.
no,
I
it's. I mean, that's my whole thing that I'm talking about is
Yeah.
we're still talking about motions that were filed last year.
Yeah. True. It's so true.
I mean,
I don't know. And I mean, we don't know. I don't know if this is normal. I mean, I'm just, nothing about this is normal. And I'm sure there's a lot of you saying, yeah, there's nothing normal about this. But I do know a little bit from what I've observed, I guess, with death penalty cases is, I mean, their life depends on it. Literally depends on it.
well,
And
and
so they're just
I'm sorry.
gonna, no, it's okay. They're just gonna, like, do whatever it takes to save themselves. Um, how many, I never, Jen always, had a big thing about the martyr thing. Um, if, like, let's say Lori does believe whatever this is, this prophet crap, um, when all the time I'm just like, do you know that you're your own prophet? You don't have to have somebody tell you if you can have a relationship with God. That's just so big right there, right? Chad just being like, if that is how it happened, I just don't I don't understand that. And anyways, I think I'm, like, thinking things out as I'm talking about. So this is welcome to my life. um just kind of reflect off of them as I say them. But I mean, everybody here, just know that nobody can come in between you. And if you're God, if you believe in God, nobody can come between that. Nobody. Our body is our temple, literally. I really feel like that. And, like, I feel like church, and this is my opinion, is somewhere you can go to be with like minded people. Those that share the same ideas as I do or you do. whomever. And that should be, it should just be an experience, you know? And so like people like Chad, these self-proclaimed prophets, or if that's even true. I mean, I don't really know. I've never seen anywhere where he just is like, I'm a prophet with a big P, you know? It's kind of weird. So yeah, the martyr thing. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a whole tangent. Thank you, Sister Donka. Good morning to you. She says the whole thing, the whole martyr thing, kind of makes me wish death were off the table. Right? That's yeah. I still think a lot of people believe some, if not all, of this craziness. True.
Sure, yeah. I mean, they absolutely do. They didn't.
With a capital P. Or oh, okay. I was thinking. Sorry. I was thinking. I don't know. I guess because she put capital P, and I'm thinking capital punishment. Anyways, that's just me. Sorry. Go ahead.
They didn't
Oh, yeah.
like stop meeting and doing all this stuff that they were doing before. They just went underground and are doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
Melanie Melanie Gibb and
If so,
Julie
I can't wait for some of the testimony to come out because I want to know. I want to know. I know. Okay, I'm looking for Judge Voice because I just realized the time.
It's easy. It's easier for them to, or not easier, but easy to hide behind the whole prepper or prepping
Yeah, they're really scared. Is my opinion.
concept. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you think they're
And
scared?
oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. I think they're scared of the.
living. It's like it's in a way, it's like they have been scared of living. You know, because I don't know. It's just weird.
I know me personally, and I'm not speaking for everybody else. Are
You're
you
not?
really?
Damn it! We need a prophet with a capital P.
Wouldn't you be absolutely so embarrassed out of your that you would never poke your head out again after reading all those statements?
Right?
I mean, that
I
is so embarrassing. And you're
it's just
talking
gotta
about a
be.
grown woman, grown
Yeah.
adults.
I mean, and that's just so sorry, y'all. That's just being on that innocent side of it. And
Like,
then of
yeah,
course that's us. I say normal with a capital N. We're normal ish. Um, I don't know. It's nuts. I don't know.
I'm
It just really
flipping.
makes you think.
I'm flipping on both of these on Voices
Me
channel.
too. Me too.
One of us should actually try to remember which one we're supposed to look at. We've only done about 10 of these now. And we both
Well, what do you mean? I just sit there and go between home videos, home videos.
that's what I do. By now we should both know either it's on the home one or the videos.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
And I gotta refresh too.
yeah. That's the aggravating part of this part, in my opinion. I mean, I'm thankful for this live streaming stuff. And I mean, again, I don't want to be thankful of coronavirus, but I try to find the silver linings in everything. And in a lot of ways, the coronavirus, I mean, it's devastating. It's sad. It really is. However, on the other side of that, it's they stream all these Zoom hearings and stuff.
Well,
I think they did that before.
right. But, and this is a big
Mm-hmm.
but, one
Oh,
D.
I'm used to big butts.
Why
Now,
all of a sudden are we back to this instead of live in
I
court?
don't know. And I mean, are they allowing people to go in, or is it just too much of a spectacle? She don't need that
Judge
much.
Judge Boyd said himself that the courts were opening back up.
Yeah, but I mean, Lori Vallow. Period. I'm sorry, Lori Daybell. Blah, blah, blah.
Well,
Sorry.
she's no different than you and I as far as what it comes
Exactly.
to in a courtroom. So let EIN go in there and set up a camera and do them live like like they're supposed to
Yeah,
be done.
I know. And this time maybe Nate can use the control the camera because the other dude was just like, phew, phew, phew.
I feel like she's getting some kind of special treatment from
I
him.
know. Like
I
roll
like
out the red carpet, you
I have a
know?
problem with it. He's coddling and babying her like she's a
A
3 month
damn rock
old child.
star.
I mean,
The notoriety. That's the martyr thing, kind of ish. You know, it's just like, no, hooker.
yeah,
Everybody
I
around you is
mean,
dead. You know?
even I don't like giving Mark Means credit about anything, but
Oh,
he
I saw y'all
was
were going on Twitter.
he was right about when he said before her arraignment that not live streaming it was uh,
Oh, well, Rob Wood was also not wanting to live stream it. Pryor was all about it. I remember that. I look over the papers all the time. You know, I always have a plethora of papers and stuff sitting in my, my screenshots. I run across things like I ran over the Discovery again, and I'm just like, good God. Just to know what you know now with that lens, to go back to just, wow. We still know nothing.
well,
It's mind blowing. It's mind numbing. It's makes you kind of want to retract back into your little shell and just safe zone. They're just so extra. That's what I call them, extra. I don't know any other. The I have the most basic words for them. It's just like nerd, extra, evil, diabolical. KJ came up with that one, and I was just like, that's as close as I can get as far as explaining. And it's so much deeper than that.
talking
I
about
just
Chad and
there's not a
Lori.
good word, huh?
You talking about Chad and Lori?
Yeah,
Oh, diabolical is putting it mildly. I mean,
right. But there's no other word that I have found that can honestly just describe them in one word. And I try to do that in one word. Um, Diabolical is as close as it's gonna get until I figure it out. So
well, I kind of base things off of my case here in Ohio too.
mhm.
I'm, Now I'm rewinding back to something that we were discussing a little bit ago, and I
Yeah,
do apologize, but I just remembered it.
the Pike County
Yeah,
massacre.
the Pike County massacre.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I kind of judge things, judge other cases off of that. You're talking
Mhm.
about 8 people that were executed at 3 different crime scenes in multiple other states.
So it's
And
extra. I don't know any other word. It's like totally having time to think, right? Or be like, "Whoa, I should stop." You know? I don't know.
they're,
Mm,
but you're talking about 8 bodies, eight souls, and that happened in late 2016, early 2017. So
yeah,
we're 5 or 6 years, 5 plus years, and it still hasn't gone to trial. 2 have taken a plea. The other 2 are holding out. And my whole point of saying all this, and then I'll shut up,
it's okay.
is
Yeah,
is simply about you know, our case here. You're talking about, 2 kids and 1 adult in the same state.
yeah. We could have 2 other adults in another state,
Yeah,
Arizona.
right.
Brandon's alive though. Um, Yeah, it's that interest in. Jason has told me about it. The interstate making it a felony or something. I have to look into it. He's been saying it like for a long time now. Just how it becomes federal when you involve all these other states, Hawaii, which I mean, I don't know what all was going on. None of us know, but I mean, definitely 2 states for sure.
Yeah, right. Well,
and over a long period of, this time to this time, it's just annihilator.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're serial killers.
Yeah.
They're serial killers, and and this is just a me issue again, a me problem. I don't really know
That's
how
not
they
a
only.
problem.
I don't know how they came up with the 4 aggravators. Whenever it looked to me like whenever I read it, there was way more than 4 aggravators to pursue the death penalty for both of them. Had they previously killed but murdered before? Yes. They killed the kids allegedly before they killed Tammy. So that should have been another aggravator.
That's true.
In my world, I know I'm.
It's okay. You can make up your own rules.
Way smarter than
Court. Let me answer the chat real quick. We're waiting on the Judge Boyce to come up with his channel. They do this sometimes when they go into like a
breakout.
Yeah, they kind of like me and Eric were talking backstage before we came on. I guess I'm assuming that's what they do. But go ahead. I saw a couple people ask that. But we're back here refreshing our browsers, and as soon as they come out with it, we will definitely bring it. Late as usual. Yeah. It's just aggravating because we have to go between 2 different tabs and refresh. So I hope it doesn't affect the computer. I tend to kind of lag behind sometimes.
Which one are you clicking? You click the home and then I'll click the videos out of that.
Okay. I'm clicking home.
That way we're both.
I'm crushing the refresher.
I'll tell you one thing too is, my goodness, it's amazing how many other people are live streaming these hearings now.
Yeah, I've noticed that just from, I've noticed that with this too, before, but I've really noticed with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, anybody can do it. You don't need me to do it. Anybody can do this, but I like having everybody in this community to be able to come, to one area, one spot. It's giving me practice. Really is why I did it. That's why I started. Was just to practice, because it's just way more technical than my brain, and it's like I don't want to. I never thought of myself as a YouTube creator. I'm not. That's not why I got here. That's not why I'm here. I got here because a lot of the things covering a lot of the, I guess, videos would always lead me back to YouTube in the beginning, like all these different things. I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know YouTube was something my kids would watch and I'd pick on them because I was like, do I ever not play on YouTube? And look at me. Humble. But like, I mean, I didn't know about this platform. I didn't really do all the social media stuff. I did Facebook before that, did MySpace, but I always was decorating my wall, so it never was finished. And I just don't have that concept of, it's not like we were taught that in school, they were just coming out with the internet when I was graduating. So I just kind of like my Aunt Lori. I'm joking. But she's not technical, so she recruited all my angel lineage, my ancestor, to make our hit list, basically. That's awesome. She's a slave owner, I guess. I don't know. A spirit slave. Slave. How would that go? I'm gonna say it all wrong.
They're, they're running really, really late. Like
Very.
really, very late for
15 minutes.
yeah.
I know. I'm not even looking at chat, y'all. So Eric isn't either.
Yeah, I'm not either, and I
We're
apologize,
just
but
back
I'm
here refreshing.
waiting for it to start. I mean, the breakout session, very possible, but wow, they were never this long.
Right here at lunch. It seems like, well, no, it's not yet over there, but close. But then, I don't know. Got me thinking. I watch out when I'm thinking.
Well, it's kind of what I was telling you before we went on. The unknown is, that text message I sent you where they added that little
That excerpt. Yeah, that little.
they added it where it said
Okay.
motion.
Okay. Let me go and pull that up, or I can just read it.
Yeah,
you keep refreshing. I'm not refreshing. I'm reading. So
I got you.
All right. Okay. So this was. I wish there was an easy way to do this without my brain going, what?
I would just read it. I wouldn't worry about it because
Okay.
it's in the
just
portal.
I just want people to know what I'm referencing. Yeah. It's just I'm gonna be reading this, guys. It's the little 5/13/2022 an order. I don't speak legalese, so I'm gonna chop it up. Then 5/13/2022 a motion. Then 5/19/2022 hearing. Judicial Officer Boyce. Hearing time 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And the comment says, motion to find good cause to continue trial and prevent improper severance. And
That's all there was until yesterday. It stopped at severance. And then yesterday they added what you're about to read after severance.
The only thing after severance is 5/13/22. For real.
Motion.
Yeah, motion. Sorry.
That wasn't there yesterday. That's why I was.
Man, you really do keep. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah. Listen. They'll backdate on you in a second.
Thank you for your service.
They will backdate on in that portal in a heartbeat. I mean, yeah. So I don't know if that meant there's 2 hearings today, or if it's
just that one and they added that to it, huh?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm not sure about.
I don't know. We're refreshing. Oh, I'm back to home and refreshing. Sorry.
Oh, hello, Kathy.
I'm sorry. I can't see it, Kathy. If you're here, I just heard him say it.
What?
What do y'all want to do? Drive up there?
I don't have
any.
Do you?
What?
I don't have anything on this page yet.
Nope. Not yet.
Tell you what.
Slow and steady wins the race. I know that much. I always have to remind myself of these little things.
Well, it was scheduled to start at 10.
I was just talking to my remote. Go ahead. I'm going to try and...
Is Kathy backstage?
I don't know. I have the courthouse thing on my... I'm not on StreamYard. I'm not looking. Okay, I'm on I use my Roku or whatever, and I'm watching my TV right there. And it'll come on right there. Because there's nothing. I can't show y'all. I can just tell you. Okay, now I'm back at StreamYard. Well, hello. Yeah, Kathy's backstage. I don't know. Thank you, Fish Face. 123ism. I always feel bad for never saying the whole name. Thank you. Pop says, so, Eric, would you do a cage match? Really? Would Chad if offered? I was like, if Chad offers? Ha ha ha. Leave it to Pop start trouble. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to have Banner
Let's get it on. I love watching UFC before, a long time ago. Chuck Liddell was my favorite.
How can I get his email, Crusher? Pops, how can I get your email?
You didn't miss it, wise old lady. Why is Lori on Zoom? Just like they were doing the Zoom hearings before. It's just back to Zoom. I guess just initially her pre-trial hearing, that's why we were there. I mean, yeah, her arraignment. I'm sorry. Enoch is a very interesting character. Rainey and Zero. I've been reading, that's what all I've been reading is Enoch trying to understand Chad. It's very insightful. For sure. Pops can email Crusher and give her his email address. Yeah. I guess. No. Or he can email Eric. Eric, if you want to put your email. I don't know what you do public. Eric.
Yeah.
Eric. I'm messing with you. Mikkel, hey, how you doing, girl? I know they've never been this late. I concur with that. I agree. But that's kind of, I mean, I didn't know that they were going to be live streaming today, but they are. I don't know. My email address is Kresha, Kresha 0123 at gmail.com. But you're one to email Pops.
Well, I want to connect with him about a question that I have.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie.
Carla wants to know, Pops, if we can all get a try. That's got to be fair. Sharing means caring. Thank you. Whoever did this. Kathy. I know it's Kathy.
Oh, she's still backstage?
Yeah, she's back there just being all productive and stuff. Hi, Tom. How are you doing? Flora Hora will have to speak, or will she just sit there like Chin Man? Well, he is a Chinonite, and they are his Chinians. Okay, Pop said it's there. I posted it. You mean you emailed me, Pops, or something? I wish I could just talk back.
What?
Like in chat instead of just having to read, and just
where did he post it at?
I don't know. That's what I just asked. So.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Lori isn't cooperating. Wouldn't that be interesting, huh? Shenanigans. Mm-hmm. I swear, I might just go incompetent too. Emailed you. Okay. I just looked at Crime Talk and he doesn't have anything up either. And it's not on my TV yet either. So I've got something going on way over here even. And there's nothing on the channel. It's not like a computer where you don't have to sit there and refresh it. It would pop up. Allegedly.
Why didn't I think of that?
Here's a first time for everything. Let me shut up. Jinx myself. Thank you, Mikkel. East Idaho News Thread says this will not be live streamed. That's crazy. Justin Lum, right before we came on, said it would be. Yeah. Took the words out of my mouth, KJ. Train the brain, actions follow. That group and many more are just, yep. Yeah.
Well, if you go to, hang on a minute, who said EIN said it's not live stream?
That would be Jean Marie. I don't know.
Oh,
Need their people to get with these people and
wow.
get with our people. I used to think that when Julie Rowe would talk. Like,
Right there, Judge voice just went live.
Okay. All right. I'm looking. I don't see it. I don't hear it on my TV yet either, guys.
I was about to blow a gasket.
Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay. Let me share my screen real quick. All right, let's be quiet. Let me get on. I'm going.
I'm going to mute.
Share.
Okay, we will go on the record now. This is case CR 22-211624, State versus Lori Noreen Vallow. This is the time set on a motion hearing. Actually, we were scheduled to start at 10 o'clock. We've been conducting scheduling business prior to starting this motion. Let me first make sure that the court reporter is there and able to hear. Madam Court Reporter, are you there?
Yes, Judge, I am. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And I'll ask the clerk in Fremont County if this is being now recorded on the FTR system. Was that a yes from the clerk? Okay, I'm going to wait until we get a response there. I'm not able to hear from the clerk of the court. If you could just acknowledge that you're there and the FTR is functioning, please. Okay, we didn't get an audible, but I did just get a message pop up from the clerk. FTR is functioning. So making sure the record's all being picked up here. This matter is also being live streamed on the court's YouTube channel for public access to this hearing as it's being held remotely. Representing the defendant today, Mr. Archibald and Mr. Thomas. The defendant is here present also, appearing from the Madison County Jail. The state will be represented for purposes of argument at this hearing today by Ms. Rawlings, who I believe is arguing the motion. Is that correct, Ms. Rawlings?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, and I believe Mr. Archibald, you'll be arguing in response. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. In this case, then, there's been a motion that was filed on May 2nd, and it's titled "A Motion to Find Good Cause to Continue Trial and Prevent Improper Severance." It relates to the issue of the trial settings of this case and the co-defendant Chad Guy Daybell, which is case CR 22-21-16-23. In the Daybell case, that matter is set to start jury trial on January 9th, 2023. This case was scheduled to commence trial on October 11th, 2022, after an arraignment that took place on April 19th, wherein the defendant declined to waive her right to speedy trial under Idaho's speedy trial statute, which requires a setting within 6 months of a trial. So the state's now filed its motion seeking a continuance of the trial date to coincide with the other case in January. And if you want to start and present your argument at this time, Ms. Rawlings, you may.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state will largely rely on the motion that has been filed with this court, but we do have a brief argument to make. The court can find good cause to continue Lori Vallow Daybell's trial. As the defense team recognizes in their response, there is a voluminous amount, or I think a mountain of evidence to review in this case. Mitigation experts require significant time to review evidence and prepare argument. and a period of time beyond the 6-month statutory limit lessens the burden on defense counsel to be ready and decreases potential issues on appeal. We feel this alone rises to a legal excuse under State versus Clark, justifying a brief continuance, particularly in a case of this complexity with conspiracy charges and a joint co-defendant. The court has found these cases are properly joined and denied Chad Daybell's request to sever. If there is not a continuance of this current October trial setting, as the court noted, Mr. Daybell's trial is still set in January, and so an improper severance could occur. The interests of judicial economy, procedural efficiency, and ensuring consistent verdicts justify a brief delay to the January trial date. The co-defendant Chad Daybell has waived speedy trial and indicated that his defense would be ready to proceed on the January trial date, but would object to an earlier trial date in October, although Mr. Daybell has not filed any pleadings to that effect. It's just been representations made to the court. The alternatives before the court are to find good cause to continue Lori Vallow Daybell's trial for a brief period, or force the state and co-defendant Chad Daybell to proceed to trial when both have already planned for a January date. We feel it is more equitable to grant the state's request for a brief continuance of Ms. Vallow Daybell's court date, given the complex nature of the case, and to maintain the original January trial date rather than force the state and Chad Daybell to prepare earlier than anticipated. The setting of the trial date in January, given the court's change of venue to a busy district and 2 of the 3 parties' needs, we feel is good cause and is an alternative available to the court that allows it to avoid an improper severance. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I do have one brief question for you, Ms. Rawlings. There's a couple of different protections under speedy right. One is under Idaho statute 193501, and there is also, I think, separate and individual constitutional protections in speedy trial rights. In your argument, do you indicate that the balancing that the court would use as cited in those cases applies to the statute or the constitutional protection, or both?
I think it probably applies to both based on the Supreme Court's adoption of the Barker v. Wingo standard under State v. Clark. However, I think that for constitutional purposes, there is a time frame that's different. I think that was noted in my motion in terms of what constitutes a constitutional delay or a brief delay in speedy trial. And so I know the court is probably aware that there is case law in Idaho differentiating a defendant's statutory right versus a constitutional violation. That's been heard recently under State v. Clark and some other cases that have basically held that there's a different standard for determining whether a constitutional violation has occurred. And so that's why it was included in the state's motion, is just noting that although Idaho does have this statutory time period, there is a difference that the court can look at in terms of when constitutional violations occur.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that response. Mr. Archibald, your response.
Your Honor, I'll rely upon the response that I filed. Just note that we talked to Mrs. Daybell frequently, and as recently as yesterday, she acknowledges that she still has her right to a speedy trial, and she is not going to waive that right. And so we'll be respectful of the court's decision. Whether it's an October trial setting or not, Mrs. Daybell still wants to exercise that right. She understands we're working hard to get caught up. We're spending a lot of time, and her defense team is spending a lot of time getting caught up, since the state's been involved in this case for over 2 years, and she's been in jail for over 2 years, but her defense team is not. And so, but we're doing all we can.
Okay, I appreciate your response. On that point, Mr. Archibald, you've been appointed for some time, and Mr. Thomas, his appointment's been pretty recent, correct? He was just appointed.
Yes.
Arraignment.
Yes, according to that new criminal rule 44.3, the defendant's not entitled to her full defense team, including co-counsel, until the time of her arraignment. And she wasn't arraigned until a month ago. So that's when the defense team was fully funded.
Okay, I appreciate that. Ms. Rawlings, any rebuttal argument at this time?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. I think the defense response was appropriate given everything, given the defendant's expressed wishes. But as noted in the state's motion, this is kind of a unique position to be in this early in the case to be asking for this. But we feel that where there are a number of outstanding issues that still need to be determined, including DNA testing of certain evidence that was put off until the cases were brought together again. And because these were properly joined and the court has noted that this is to be one case for trial, we think that it is just more equitable to continue it to the January date.
All right, I'll consider the argument under advisement at this time then and fully submitted. I will review the state's brief again and the response. Because this issue involves important constitutional and statutory rights, I don't want to attempt to make an oral ruling on the motion today because I want to make sure I apply the proper standard of review and properly balance all of the factors I'm required to under the existing case law to make sure I reach the best decision I can on this. So I will be issuing a written decision, and I believe it won't be a big delay until that comes out. So I will take it under advisement and will advise the parties of the court's ruling on this motion through a written memorandum decision and order. So,
Your Honor?
Yes.
Just briefly, Mr. Pryor is in this hearing. I know that we've had discussions at attorney meetings regarding his position. I don't know if the court wants to make a record of that for purposes of this issue as well.
All right, the motion really does pertain exclusively to the trial setting of the 1624 case that's being heard today, but Mr. Pryor, where these matters have been joined for trial, I do believe it has some effect on you as well. So is there any position you have on the issue at this point?
Judge, my preference is that the court maintains the trial for Mr. Daybell in January as set.
Okay. Thank you for your comment on that issue as well. And then with that in mind, that will conclude the hearing on that motion. So at this time then, we're going to take a brief recess. There's a second motion we're going to call up this morning. That is a matter that was filed under seal and will be a closed hearing. So that will conclude the broadcast of these proceedings on the court's live stream channel. So let's take about a 5-minute break and then we'll call our second motion.
Well, I'm trying to unmute you, Eric. Well, that's some horse shit. Oh my gosh, she's so triggering, y'all. I was sitting back here like having, she's triggering. Like I don't know. I'm very triggered right now. And I was just trying to watch chat. Eric, are you here?
Yep, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm just I need to look up for a little bit and pop my neck a little bit.
Well, I recorded just her box for
Yeah.
the last 5 minutes of the hearing or so. I didn't even think about it. I wish I would have done it before.
I know I was gonna do it, but I didn't want the whoa, 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 whoa. So I'm gonna go ahead and go screen record it now.
Just watching her body language, that's what's triggering.
She's triggering. She is
Her
just
body language is just like, like,
yeah. Look,
I
they
mean,
still have it up. Y'all want to watch it? Y'all want to watch it again? Y'all know how we do. Because I didn't get to watch. I was too busy. I'm telling you, I'm always reacting. I'm feeling and stuff, and I always have to go back and watch and watch and watch.
if
You
you want to
know,
watch it again, it's your channel, hon. You watch whatever you want. I mean,
while they still have it up.
yeah, I mean, it's up to you.
Describe to me how
Oh, I was like, what the hell?
Okay, so they were trying to figure out first how to do it, and so they were all coming up with different ideas, and
Here.
I wasn't familiar with their vernacular. They would say things like,
Is
you
that
know,
me?
like Melanie would correct
Oh, that
the
is
phrase,
mine.
probably
Okay.
like
I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know it was going on back there.
malachite or something.
I'm so
like
sorry.
malachite's a gem.
Shut
So
up,
they thought that
Melanie.
gem had
God, I
action.
can't shut that old hag up. Sorry.
Somebody asking in chat for just a quick
KJ.
breakdown. All they just
Here,
did
KJ.
was,
Oh, hey, KJ.
Can you believe that hussy?
No. Yes and no. Both.
How in the world does she get to dang wear that makeup and fix that hair in jail? Does
Didn't
somebody want to?
she look like she's going to a ball.
Did y'all notice the black, like it's a high collar thing on her? She looks like
Yeah.
Dracula.
Like it's like a shawl. What do you call that?
she's
I don't
allowed to wear. She's allowed to wear clothes.
Yeah,
And
but
the only
just
thing I can figure is, she's warming up her cell bars, getting them hot
I'm
enough
just,
to
I'm
curl
just
her
wondering
hair.
why she wore black and not white. You know, she's this goddess, the queen of the 144,000. You would think.
She still thinks she is, KJ.
And she and many of the people on here could see her dang using her facial expressions like, oh, just don't bother me right now.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, she's like watching somebody who is just completely lost, just completely unaware of what's going on around her. And I know that sounds bad,
I
but
beg you. She
people,
knows.
Well, somebody said it on here. I forgot who it was. Said that she thinks she's in a pageant and she's sitting in jail.
Right.
That's what exactly. Nicely stated. Whoever said that.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Eric. DHD. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Disconnected, but then she uses it. She doesn't know any other way.
I mean, you see her eyebrows go up and down during certain things that are mentioned. She's got a
No.
little half smirk on her face.
She is wearing foundation, Eric. I could tell. I took many pictures and I zoomed in on them. She's wearing foundation. She's wearing lipstick. She's penciled in her eyebrows. She wants to look good for everybody. Don't y'all know? She's so innocent.
Well, yeah,
Right.
I mean, I know, but I don't know. Maybe they're allowed to wear makeup in Idaho. I don't know.
Well, I can tell you this
They
right
keep her
now.
confident.
She's gotten her way through the years by using her looks,
Yes.
but she ain't looking good now. I mean, I'm telling y'all, y'all don't want to hear this, but I'm just going to say it. She looked better today than she did at her arraignment.
Any other time. And I don't know if that was triggering. I don't know what was triggered. What triggered y'all?
It triggered me.
Yeah. I'm still like, that's why I haven't come back on.
That's what she does. I mean, that's what she does. And the disconnect between all of us and her is we understand what is going on.
Human emotion. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
she understands, Biggie. She knows exactly what's going on. And, I'll tell you right now, Carrie Livingston says that she, what was it right here? She was back showing her uppityness and her pride today. And if people couldn't see that, she's looking uppity today. Now, she didn't look like she did when she's coming back from Hawaii. But she definitely, you could tell. It was like, y'all quit wasting my time. I got to get back to the jail cell and mix me up some Kool-Aid lipstick or eat my sack lunch.
She's she's smug. That's the perfect word. And that's what's bothered me from the get-go of this case.
And Valerie Moore says, and her head tilting to the side half the time. What's that all about?
Dogs do that.
Excellent point, Crescia.
You're welcome.
So she is a bee, you know what I mean? You know, I'm telling y'all. I know y'all don't want to hear it from OKJ when it comes to my personal feelings, but none of this should have ever happened in the first dang place. And here she is acting like, you know, she's going to sit there and just look into that camera like she knows. You know what? She looked like she knew what was going on. So this whole bull crap about, you know, I might have to go back to the mental health facility.
Right. Hey, Mom. Are you just as triggered? I'm triggered right now.
I want to know who brought her the dang black clothes. I want to know who it was. You think it was her? You know, they said they saw Lori yesterday. Archibald said he met with her yesterday. So I'm assuming, unless it was Janice or Summer or somebody bringing her clothes, that they brought her that. I mean, y'all go back and look. She had a high collar on that black thing like she was Dracula.
Okie dokie says, and thank you, Okie dokie. Thank you so much. She chose to cause a problem for attention and control. Don't give control to her. Justice is coming. If I could hug your neck right now, I would.
It's just, you know, knowing what she did, Crescia. I mean, y'all know better than I do, but I'm just telling you. For her to sit there, she's got a whole team now. She's got 2 attorneys. She's got a mitigation specialist, and she has a private investigator. And it just is a shame. I understand the laws are the laws, and when you're indigent and all that stuff, you get this, especially if it's a death penalty case. But it just aggravates me.
I know. And then again, on the other hand, I'm like, you know what though? It's like her karma. She is a broke female dog. She will always be a broke female dog.
Well, really I took several photos of her in this hearing, and I'm gonna zoom in on them, and I'm gonna post them on the community wall. Nobody's gonna want to see it. I just warning y'all all: don't eat nothing before you look at it, okay? Because the woman, she just. I'm telling you, Carrie Livingston said it. You know, you can tell by this body language. I mean, she's not like she was from Hawaii, but she's definitely not defeated. She thinks she's actually going to get out of this.
Rainy, that's so true. It looked just like the thing that Melanie Gibb was wearing at her wedding to David Warwick on 12/12, which is 12 times 12 is 144. For anybody who follows Melanie Gibb. That is a lot of sarcasm in there, okay? She don't follow herself. But yeah, it looks like the same like jacket thing that Melanie Gibb wore when she married David Warwick. She wore black to her wedding. I did too, but it's okay. I'm not evil.
Well, I wouldn't consider Lori. I mean, what in the heck was she doing in a white dress on the beach with Chin? She sure wasn't no dang virgin, was she? She's looser than a dang rope on a dang tugboat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just like Amber Turd. I love that. That's a good, funny name. Thank you, Monica. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how long, Stephen. I don't know. We never know. How long? He asked how long the judge. How long the judge's decisions, I guess.
But let me just say this. There was a part in it, and many of y'all will go back and re-listen because maybe you didn't get it the first time, because I know it's just seeing her blanked my brain out. But even Archibald said there were 2 interested parties. Remember, we talked about that. The state and Archibald said that they did not want, according to his client, Lori, to sever the case. So you got the state and Archibald saying they want to keep the severance issue. Doesn't bother me in the least.
I hear you. I like what Miss Vixen says. Maybe because black is slimming and sack lunches are fattening.
But
You're
she has to have special food, Crasha. She's a translated being. She's got to have the special food.
yeah. And when they said exercise, I mean, y'all, I was like, exercise the demons, right? Right?
I don't see
This
them rolling out the
woman,
dang yoga mats in there. And
right?
like I said earlier in the chat, the bottom line, if Chad is indeed throwing her under the bus, you can be sure it's because he can't get in those yoga pants no more. Okay, he doesn't have no, he ain't got no dog in that fight no more. He's done with her, and she
Right.
deserves every bit of it.
Yeah. Oh, mom had said, oh, here it is. Okay. KJ, glad y'all made it home safely. Time for y'all to come back again.
Now, y'all, y'all got to come down to Tennessee and let us spoil you a little bit. I had no idea y'all were going to be so good to us. I knew y'all were good people, but I just want you to know that it changed me forever. I love y'all so much.
Same.
And Big E, you never did. I didn't ever hear you after being able to sit in on that live stream. What was your thoughts on getting to sit with Larry and talk with him? I'd love to hear what you got to say on that.
You mean from that
From
last live?
The live stream with Larry when you and him talked and everything.
Oh, I was a mess. I mean, because it caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting him or Kay or anybody else.
I didn't know.
Camera.
I didn't know Larry was going to come in there and sit down.
I'm
I didn't
just-
know Kay was going to walk up and wave at everybody.
we winged it here.
I'm just
I never want to put them on spot. So I'm like, well, if they want to jump in, they will jump in or they'll say something. And I don't want them to feel like they have to do anything, you know?
Yeah.
But anyways.
I was just happy that he did most of the talking because I was a blubbering mess for a minute. And it took me a minute to get composed enough to even talk again. But
yeah, because I was standing off to the side crying till you made me cry, Big E.
Like I said, I wasn't expecting to, and it was the first time I've ever actually spoken directly with him. And it's just, you know, the whole their outlook on everything and how, you know, genuine they are and how they're able to handle all this is just, my goodness. How awesome do they handle it? I mean, I must just be a small person because I don't want to say hatred, but I have a lot of
animosity.
Yeah. I have a lot of animosity toward Chad and Lori and those around them.
He does too. But he's in my opinion, Larry's just like, and we're all like trying to work through that. But again, there's this, and then there's this triggering moment, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like you're all back there again. I mean, I didn't see her face to face at her arraignment. And I probably had an outer body experience there too. I don't think I let off of her. if my looks could kill too, you know? I was like, thank God they can't. It is just so triggering. I don't know what it is.
Well, I can assure you that most everyone on this channel right now, all these people that are here in the chat, it's triggering to them too. I mean, maybe, you know, they're not the immediate family or anything like that, but I can assure you, Krisha, there are a lot of people on here whose blood pressure went up along with mine.
Thank you. Okay, right. My head started popping. I know. I mean, I get it. I that's what I did. I just kind of focused on the chat instead of looking at her.
What does she have to look good for? What is she trying to do there?
Save her life. She's trying to save her life. I don't know.
And looking good for Chad. Still trying to look good for Chad.
True.
Well, speaking of Chad, I'm tired of this case being under seal over everything. There's no reason, Big E, why they should be doing this behind closed doors with Chad Daybell. Tell me why. It's got nothing to do with medical. There's no reason why they should have more transparency.
It's because of the grand jury stuff for his hearing in June, KJ. That's why it's sealed.
Could you explain? Could you give me an example of what you're meaning by the grand jury? What does this have to do with?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's all stemming from Pryor's motion to dismiss. And if you remember, Pryor said that he wasn't going to argue dismissing Rob, Lindsay, and Rachel at a couple hearings ago. He said that he wasn't going to argue that. He would let Boyce make a determination based on the memo that Pryor turned in. And Boyce made a decision, but his decision was without prejudice. So it's not completely dead. So now, that's what I was saying earlier. I don't know if it was before or after. Now, Boyce, I just wonder, I'm not saying there is or isn't, but it's all stemming. If you see the docs that I put out yesterday, that June 8th hearing all stems from John Pryor's motion to dismiss from April 11th. Okay? That's all the grand jury stuff, the information and everything that John Pryor got. Judge Boyce let him have access to it. And
so what you're saying is John Pryor is saying there's something in the grand jury that was not done properly?
Yes.
Okay. Exactly. Do you have any idea of what he means by that?
Either one or multiple jurors shouldn't have been in it. At minimum one. It's not how it was handled or what was said, it was who was involved.
So who was involved in the grand jury? Would this mean Zulema, Melanie P., Ian, or would this mean somebody that maybe
a juror, not a witness, a juror.
Oh, a juror. So there might be a juror that was friends with them or against them, or
yes.
I mean,
yes.
Well, you know, Rexburg, Idaho is a small place.
Well, yeah, I mean, I totally agree. That's what I said, you know, back in April. You know, how is everybody pretty much not going to know everybody? I mean, or at least know about, and especially in a Mormon community.
Well, don't they, when they go, what they do is they send out letters to citizens to get their jury pool in, and then don't they go through them and weed them out like they would a regular jury in some instances? Or is this just, hey, you're a citizen and it doesn't matter if you know them or not? I mean,
like when they picked Chad Daybell as a jury.
That's not necessarily, KJ, because I'm sorry, Chris. I didn't mean that's what that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Here's your proof, KJ. They sent Chad a jury notice when he was in jail.
Well, I'm sure that was computer generated.
Or on purpose. I'd send it on purpose.
I don't know. It was handwritten. I don't know about computer generated, but I mean, it was all filled in by somebody writing it.
So it's just my view, switching gears on this, now that we're looking at all these little bits of potential technicalities and stuff, that Lori thinks that if she doesn't waive her right to a speedy trial, that she's trying to pull some strategic move to get off on a technicality or move Chad's back or what?
Well, it kind of works out for her in two different ways. One, she still gets to sit beside Chad, and two, even in this hearing today, it's conflicting. Her attorneys don't want this trial to happen in October, but she does. So that could set up an appeal down the road. But her personal thing is she wants to be beside Chad. And unless, you know, they move her dates, that's not going to happen. And
Mhm.
I don't see John Pryor. I was actually told legally they can't move his dates back, but it sounded like today from that hearing, somebody that is way above my pay grade, I guess it sounded like they can move his dates back.
Yeah,
If I
but
remember
Big E, we're talking about they still haven't. I mean, they've already made the decision to move it to Boise, but they still haven't implemented all of, getting that all together and all this and that. And that's going to take time. And even that lady on there, I forgot her name, Tawanda or whatever, she said that, we still have that change of venue that's going to take time. And if Lori, I mean, this whole issue with Lori having hers before Chad, it can't happen because if they've gone through all of this, talking about expense and how the judge ruled that it's going to be in Boise and no, you can't bring the jury members back in from Boise, and they would have to go through all that with Lori.
right.
In other words, if this was severed, which I don't believe it will be, but if it was severed, her attorney can say, okay, now that this is severed, we want to put in a change of venue. Do y'all realize how long it took for all this to run its course just to make a decision on change of venue?
Right. But then, I mean, as far as the venue, that's already been settled. Even with her, I mean, Archibald said that during her arraignment that they had no problem with it staying where it's at. Or if I'm understanding you correctly.
Yeah, you are, but what I'm trying to say is the way she's operating and the way it's looking like, and his motion response to the state on all of this, Archibald's motion response, he's talking about, well, and he even talked about it today. You could sense it. I encourage all of y'all to go back and re-listen to what he exactly says, word for word, when he says, well, we've told her, we've got all this discovery, but she still wants her speedy trial. So it's almost like he's like, well, whatever you decide, Judge. It's not like he is right there going, my client wants a speedy trial and we demand it. It's like he's just kind of he's like acquiescing. He's like he's
Well,
not acting like, he really appreciates what she wants.
he's not. He doesn't, KJ. That's why he put it in writing and then said it again today live. He doesn't agree with his client, but he has to do what his client wants.
Mhm.
Well, then I guess that makes sense when he adds in that motion that she might have to go back to the mental health facility because maybe his advice to her, his legal advice is the best
Tactic.
for her, and she's not listening. And maybe that's what he's trying to prove in there, that maybe she's got to go back to the mental health facility because she's not listening to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree at all. That's why when we was talking on the last live that I told you that it's contradictive.
Yep. It's
It
to
really
me, I think
is.
it's strategy and it's a good one.
It's a
Yeah,
great point, Big E.
yeah. I mean, because Archibald he's saying we're not ready for this. We're working our butts off trying to get prepared, but we're okay. Me and John Thomas, we're okay if you move it to January.
And he also added in there, Lori's been in jail for 2 years, but we have not. So there
Bullshit.
really isn't an excuse
Sorry.
for Archibald not to be ready.
Right. I mean, yeah, he's leaning in a little hard on that because he has been on this case for over a year. Or
That's not our fault.
That's
I know.
correct. But
You're not saying that.
so
I
if
know.
Archibald's been on this case for a whole year and he should have been at least
Yeah.
somewhat prepared before Thomas came on board when they released funds after the arraignment, then what does that say about the position of how Lori and Chad are going to be tried together then? Are we talking about October? Are we talking about January? Are we talking about changing the whole date altogether? And maybe between October and January, maybe the judge will make a compromise.
I hate to answer it because I don't know
That's okay. I mean,
100%
yeah,
sure.
it's kind
Like
of
I
a
said,
rhetorical.
I was told that legally he's not allowed to move Chad's date now. The only move that he has is to move hers up to January or out to January. But
Oh, God.
Well,
mean,
there is
Can they
Idaho
separate
precedent.
them? Can they separate the damn things? 2
well,
trials. Okay.
yeah, I mean, I do think that he could still sever them, but that all that would do is benefit Chad.
I don't care. I really, I
What?
mean, well, I care. But I mean,
What?
if it's the only thing to keeping them together for us or whatever is just so we don't have to go through it twice.
Yeah, the logistics of 2 trials, my goodness,
It's crazy, right? Yeah,
you talk about a mess.
right.
I mean, if they have
They,
potentially 104 witnesses that are going to be testifying at the trial, that would make them have all 104 people, if all called, would have to do this twice.
yeah,
With twice the expense.
Yeah.
right,
And this is a conspiracy case.
Yeah.
I can't stress this enough. Judge Boyce wanted to keep it together. The
Mhm.
state wants it together, and Archibald has made himself clear. So just because Chad wants
And
a
over here,
severance
too.
doesn't mean, the odds are against that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All
But
I know is that Lori, it bothers me to no end that she's I mean, can they not put this woman in orange stripes for God's sake?
right.
yeah, those days are of even seeing her in a pretty little teal collared sweater that she wears, or
Yeah,
those
I don't.
days are gone. It evidently means didn't have the money to pay for new clothes for back when
I'll
he
buy
was repping her, and John Thomas and Archibald evidently have some money.
She must have
So,
got the word that those glasses made her look like Frankenstein, and that's why she
them.
didn't wear
Right.
them today.
Did she look softer today? And she this is what really triggered me. She made a face, and I really saw Tylee, like just a glimpse of Tylee, and it triggered, and it just bothers me. She bothers me.
Well, Big E, Carrie Livingston says, I'm not aware of any law as to why Charles, where is it? Oh, there it is, can't be moved to October to join with Lori. Do you have an ICR number for that, Big E, or where did you hear that? Because I agree with Carrie. He has
I do
already
too.
waived his right to a speedy trial. He's had over 2 years. It ain't like he can say, well, they didn't give me enough time.
Right. They wanted to have it earlier, but then because Lori was incompetent, conveniently.
I mean, John Pryor said he was good to go. He said he was ready to go. He's been on the record saying he's good to go.
Yep.
But y'all remember today they talked about the DNA testing. And to me, that means they're trying to slow walk this. So
and it also means, KJ, that John Pryor ain't no more ready to go than I am.
Right.
He's saying that just to
play a game.
Big. Like he's, way ahead of the prosecution.
Right.
He doesn't even have all the damn evidence yet.
Right. It's so
He's
voluminous.
no more ready to go than I am.
I agree. Isn't it crazy how they just, wow. They trigger everything.
Well, I just keep going back to the thing about Judge Boyce making the date January 9th of 2023, because at the time Lori is still incompetent. They did not know how much longer she would be there. He had to take into consideration that during that time she would have come out of it, and maybe she came out of there as quickly as she could to meet that 6-month mark so they could play these damn games.
Love you, Carrie.
I know.
And Carrie. Go ahead.
You guys, you two keep talking. I'm getting a hold of somebody about the moving his. I'm going to mute myself. You two keep talking. I'm going to holler at somebody about moving dates back. Okay.
Okay.
Medea thinks I get it. Lori is presumed innocent. She's allowed to wear street clothes if they're available. I get that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I can't, I I've got my own
Emotions.
idea.
Yeah.
I've got my own idea of what this woman should be wearing.
But I get it. Yeah. I get
you
both
know,
sides of it. I do. I think we all do. We're just mad. This is what anger does. We're mad. This is where we come, and it don't turn us into murderers. If we hold all that in, like her and Chad did and do, we'd end up like them. So at least we come here and it's a safe space and we can talk and get it out of our system, per se. Yes.
Yeah, well, because she has pulled this, she wants her speedy trial, and I get it. That these people have a right to decide whether they want a speedy trial or not. I get that. But it seems to me, unless Archibald gave her that idea and she just went along with it and it was her
Right.
idea, then she is sharp and she is not incompetent
That's
or needs
exactly
to be
how I
sent
feel.
back to a mental health facility.
I want y'all to know that that's my gut feeling. My gut feeling, and I mean, y'all have heard Larry, you've heard Mom. I don't know how anybody else feels about it. I mean, I get it about the mental stuff, y'all. I get it. I have mental, whatever you call it. Just, I don't know, mental issues. And Lori and Chad are a cause of quite a few of them now. But I mean, I had some before then. I get it. I'm not trying to say that I'm not being, what do you call it? I don't know the word. I'm not trying to buy into the stigma. I don't like how mental health has a stigma attached to it. And it's because of people like her, in my opinion. I feel it is my gut feeling. This is all just a game. And we're still playing it. And it effing sucks. Okay. It sucks so bad. Cause it's like you just don't want to, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to give her any freaking control. And that's what she loves. That's what they love. That's what they do. They really enjoy mucking things up a great deal. And that's just sick. And it affects all of us. Look at us. Look at us. Sometimes.
I just think I'm being human. That's what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
definitely. Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying I don't want to have to water down. We shouldn't have to water down how we feel.
I mean, the question is as she's sitting there looking into that camera at the Zoom here, does she even stop to think about what she did to her own children? Does she even think about them at all? If she had any integrity, which she doesn't, if she had any love for her children, she would have pled guilty and been done with it or got some sort of plea deal or something, anything. But she wants to fight this and she wants to blame Chad Daybell when she was equal, even Steven on all this. She can kiss my country,
Yes. I'll say it for you. Yeah. Hooked on fun.
Shenanigans says, do you expect any less from her? She's evil.
No, I don't now. I mean, she done turned my lights on, I'll tell you that. I mean, you can fool me once, but you can't fool me twice,
M says she's not thinking about jail or prison. She's thinking about disrupting the process as much as possible.
Yes.
She feeds off of it.
Yep. I wish I had a
good comment there, M.
Shenanigans said, preach.
Yeah, I mean, she understands the system. She knew it back when she was in quote unquote incompetent. She has a history of it. Obviously, the Department of Health and Welfare did not look into her history or either took it serious because they would know this woman is a viper. She's diabolical.
Yep. She is a poison. Whatever, same. Exactly. Why did they say she's been in jail for 2 years? I thought the same thing. For 2 years. She has not been in a mental facility, and she has only been in jail for 1 month. Exactly. I'm sorry, I just sounded hooked on phonics, right?
Medea thinks, I hope she eats a lot of green bologna and ends up on the toilet so she can figure out she's not a translated being.
Right. Yeah. Translate that what you ate for dinner 2 weeks ago because you clogged up.
Or got the squirts, either one.
Whatever. Yeah, to each your own, But
And
I mean,
somebody asked earlier about do you think that when they go to give her medication that she doesn't really take it? I guarantee you they stand right there. She puts it in her mouth right in front of them, and then they check her mouth to make
like I
sure
do
she
my
has
children.
swallowed it.
My children are even better at it, probably. Oh
Lisa Miller Lisa Miller has reality here. The judge isn't going to make it, so she gets off on a technicality.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I agree with Lisa Miller. Judge Boyce has a reputation. All judges want to make sure everything is done properly, and he's not going to let anything. He has addressed everything that could have ever been. With Mark Means and John Pryor over this whole 2-year period, he has taken care of loose ends. He's not going to let this turn into a technical appeal type issue.
Right. Yeah, that was a big thing too. Also, was right here what Carrie said. Her not even being on her meds, y'all. I didn't know that was a damn issue. I thought, okay, she is now, going to be put on. A different array of medication, whatever works. Her combination, her secret combination. Here you go. And yeah, sugar butt. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, I agree.
Zero,
Zero.
I guarantee you that Chad Daybell and Lori Daybell will not have a problem sitting at that table watching a coroner or anyone that's speaking of the autopsies of those children. They will look straight ahead. They will look and see what they've done. And they already know what they've done, but obviously you can just tell by today that Lori doesn't care. She's concerned that she's covered every little crevice of her Botox melting face. That's all she
I don't
cares
know.
about right now.
Is she still trying to stick it to mom? I think about these things.
Well, your mom, your mom gets to enjoy her life. Your mom gets to do anything she wants to do. Lori is stuck in a jail cell, and obviously she gets to wear what she wants because she's supposed to be proven guilty. She's innocent until proven guilty, and she gets to wear makeup. And I'm just telling y'all today, unless it was the lighting, she was able to cake on that dang foundation a lot heavier because none of that dang Frankenstein look that she had at her arraignment showed up at all today. And it might have been the lighting in the closed-in cell block room that she was in, but she'll never get to enjoy freedom like Kay Woodcock or anyone else for that matter. She's going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. Roger that. Yeah, I really don't think Judge Boyce wants to mess it up either. And no, she's still on her medicine as far as I know. That was just me talking about somebody, I forget who it was, I guess because I was talking about her medication or whatever, and she wasn't on medication when she was first deemed incompetent is what I was going back to. I don't know what the woman does from day to day. She might still be doing her praying the way she prays.
I guess if you had to whittle it down for me in terms of being angry at seeing her today, just the mere fact that she's breathing, that she gets to live one innocent life, those beautiful children, Charles and Tammy, do not get to share their loves with the world anymore, but she gets to sit in that jail cell. She gets to wear what she wants to right now. She gets to wear makeup. She gets to fix her hair in a side bang. That's what aggravates me. And no, I don't wish death on anyone. I am neutral when it comes to that. This is man's law that's going to have to adjudicate this case. I'm just saying that it bothers me that she's alive when other people should, that their lives meant more than hers as far as I'm concerned.
Yep. Correct. I agree. I think everybody here does. But yeah, Carrie was saying a number of outstanding issues, including DNA testing of certain evidence, was put off until the cases were brought together again. And we think it's more equitable to continue to the January date, end quote. And so she's going back and saying what they said inside the hearing.
Right.
And I don't know what they said in that damn hearing, y'all. I was not here. I'm still not here.
I'm waiting to hear back. But, I mean, it's a logistical nightmare. But if he severs them, wow.
It ain't gonna happen, Big E. It's not. It's not gonna happen. I promise you, it's not gonna happen.
No, you have to believe. And this is where I just believe. Thank you, little brands. Yeah, y'all, please take a moment and go tickle the like button for me, so that we can. I don't know where this is going right now. I can't really think, but I would just want it to help other people. That's all. Anyways.
Lori James, they are coming back into session, but it'll be a sealed one.
Right.
It's for Chad. We're not going to be able to see any more today. We might hear from Nate Eaton or Justin Lum or someone else what they might have gleaned from it, but it's all sealed, so I doubt that you'll get much information out of that. But in terms of all that, he can poop in one hand and hope in another, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's a good observation, or a good analogy, or whatever. I think it's funny. Lori is the star on Zoom Gala. That's exactly what she looked like. I guess the way that jacket, whatever the hell, I don't know what that's called.
I forgot who it was. Please forgive me. That said that Lindsay Blake was younger and more beautiful, and that Lori was probably jealous.
Good point. Whomever that was. Yeah. Court is in session. Wait, what? Or are you just saying that, Rainy? Are you trying to? I think she's just picking. But anyways, yeah, that was crazy. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. It was today was more triggering to me than it was at her arraignment.
Yeah, and Medea thinks is right on spot. Now, why would Emma and them think that if Chad really was being framed by Lori and Alex, why hadn't he sent in divorce papers yet? Folks, let me tell you, It's been 2 years, and either one of them could have filed for divorce.
No, they're back in court. I'm looking, but I don't see it. I see that it's live, but I don't see it. Hold on. Hold, please. I figured this out.
They're probably just replaying it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
oh my God, I can't get rid of this broad. Oh, Lord.
Restraining order.
A restraining order? I can't. There ain't one big enough or long enough. Hey.
Person of interest, yes, that's what I gathered from it today. I really looked at Lori's face. I wasn't really listening very much to what was being said. I was too busy trying to figure.
We're here.
I believe it's smirk. That's what she had. Smirk, and her eyebrows were going up and down. Anybody that knows
Snarky and jerky. I'm sorry, I just had to say it. That's what she said about Uncle Charles. Now that you say that, the smirk and all that, KJ, it reminded me of how she told Lori was telling the Chandler lady detective or whatever, he was just smirky and all jerky. And I'm like, oh God. I thought I sucked at explaining stuff. Where did it go? I went to play it, and it went away again.
Ms. Vixen says you don't have to be mentally healthy to be competent or guilty or held to account for your actions, even non-criminal actions.
Case CR 22 21 16.
I don't know. This is nothing new. This is what we already had. Why is it?
State versus Lori Noreen Vallow.
Hold on. I mean, I don't see anything. Do you see anything, Eric, on the channel?
What, on EIN?
Yeah. I mean, because I'm looking on Judge Boyce's channel right now. They're going from home to videos. Like, I just see it.
No, I wasn't even looking for it because he said.
Okay. Rainy's. I mean, April says. April Rainey says back on, but somebody's just switching between home and videos and just they're refreshing.
It's just a replay or something. I mean, he said that
I mean,
the live stream was over because it was going to
yeah,
a sealed,
that's what. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I got excited.
or closed hearing app, when they finished up.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Just hold on 1 second, please.
Hey, Big E, did you hear that Archibald say the terms like M is talking about here about a mountain of evidence that they have to go through? A mountain of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that tells you all you need to know.
Well,
yeah,
it does, but I have to disagree with you about the severance. That's what the whole hearing was about today, was to prevent an improper severance. So they absolutely can still be severed.
Oh, I believe you. It's possible, but I don't think it's going to happen because you got Judge Boyce that put them together. Then he denied when they came back and said we want it severed. He denied that. He's always said he wants the cases put together, specifically because of conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
And also you got the state that wants it together, and you also got Archibald that wants it together. So, Lori can play her little games, but there are 3 against 1 on Chin there, and I don't think they're going to sever it. I think they'll stay together. We'll find out. You could be just as right as I think I am. So,
which sounds better for an appeal? Not letting her have her constitutional right to a 6-month trial, or moving or I'm sorry, or her, I lost my train of thought for a second, or her being conflictive with her attorneys. Which one has the biggest appeal, the biggest thing to win an appeal for?
Well, if you throw in there that Rob Wood's response to all of that, where he listed actual cases from Idaho where they have went past the 6-month mark, it's not something unheard of. The judge can take that in mind. We know the judge is not going to do anything that's going to make an appeal. And if it comes down to, and you're right, Big E, that it has to be severed because she's put herself into a position where she thinks she's clever, fine. But what I'm saying is they have listed case law after case law showing it does not necessarily. And we're talking about after judicial review, after some of these cases went all the way up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of Idaho said, well, you took 90 more days than the 6 months, but we say that is not, because of the extenuating circumstances, because of the complexity of the case, considering there were joint defendants in it, that it was a conspiracy trial, that the Supreme Court said that it wasn't going against any due process. So, it could be either one. And, you're probably right. But what I'm saying is that, Rob Wood has listed it quite, in his whole ordeal there, that they don't want improper severance, which is exactly what Lori is trying to do so that she can get. That would be improper severance, which would allow for an appeal. And so, the bottom line is the Judge Boyce is going to keep this together, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. You go, girl.
Maybe you will, maybe you won't. I'm just
And
way.
you're 100% correct, Big E, in terms of we have to look at the bigger picture. We have to look at the appeals process. We have to look at that. But thus far, I see nothing yet that Judge Boyce has not tied up in terms of having any issues with appeals. He has taken care of everything, even what Mark Means tried to do. John Pryor, that Garrett slimy lawyer, tried to do, trying to throw Rob Wood off the case and all that. Judge Boyce is going to do his level best, y'all. I have faith in Judge Boyce.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give it to him too because, again, being a family member in this, it's like you're like, well, this is all that I have to work with, and that's not saying much, and it says so much too. You know, I don't know. He's doing the best he can with what he's got to work with. That's
Well, again, back to what I was asking was because both sides are going to be pissed off, however he decides, meaning Lori and Chad, not the prosecutors. You know, one of those two sides is going to be highly pissed off with this decision that he comes out with, right? Lori wants to stay together but doesn't want to move her date. Chad's is already set. I know Pryor said he was ready and all that garbage, but he ain't. Don't care what he says. So my question was, if you're sitting on an appeals bench and they put before you her right to her 6-month trial or her butting heads with her own attorneys, which one would you overturn it on? Maybe I didn't ask it right. I apologize for that.
Well, at any time, Lori can say, I don't want these attorneys. Give me somebody else. At any time, she can make a statement. She can tell Archibald, I don't want you anymore. So if she doesn't do that, then she can't very well complain and bitch about it, can she?
Well, that's not what I'm
she's
asking.
not good at telling their people that she don't like them anymore.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm just asking you, just as a just for fun, which one would you grant her appeal for?
I wouldn't for either
more,
one, considering the circumstances. Because again, if she has to go past her 6-month mark on her speedy trial, they can back it up with case law that comes straight out of Idaho. And if it's the other one, again, it would depend on the circumstances. If she has made herself clear and been on the record that she didn't think that Archibald was counseling her properly, or even Archibald saying she's not listening to me. The bottom line is it will get straightened out. Did Archibald put in his motion response that she's not listening to us? Well, he alluded to it. But do you think Judge Boyce hasn't seen this for what it is?
Oh, yeah, absolutely he has. He absolutely has. And you know, like we talked about before, Archibald, he done a little more than just alluded to it. He flat out said that she's not listening to us. If you know, we've advised her that we're not ready, and giving us more time to January would be helpful, but she does not want to waive her right.
Mm-hmm.
And if they violate that 6 months right, hell, they'll drop the whole case.
Either that or he's like, hey, if you do this, wink, wink, I'm going to do this. I don't know how that works.
Well, Archibald has been a distinguished defense attorney, death penalty certified for a very long time. This ain't his first rodeo. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure Judge Boyce has run into him before. And anytime that I've ever seen Archibald, he's always doing plea deals. Now, and I totally agree with you, Big E. He is alluding to it. He just is not coming out in the motion saying she won't listen to us. They're just telling the judge what they're telling him. And the judge, the bottom line is at any time, and you can be damn sure any of these freaking murderers out here that ain't got a snowball's chance in anything, they can pull all of it they want. But the bottom line is that she's got to go on the record to say, I am not getting effective counsel, and she's not done it yet. And yes, he's got to listen to her, and it might be a catch-22 in there, but the bottom line is everything's going on track. Everything's on the record. Everything's going to be taken care of, whether she wants her speedy trial or whether she's not listening to him or whatever. The bottom line is she's trying to do whatever she can to slither out of that rock of a jail cell because she thinks she's going to get off on a technicality. It ain't happening. Too many people are invested in this, especially the victim's family members. They will get justice.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Thank you. I feel like if I don't know. What does justice look like you know. I agree, Kaylee. Call her bluff. Schedule her trial for October. No Chad. Oh, let me get this off of there. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry.
So, Kaylee, let's play that out. Let's
Lisa
schedule
said, no,
Lori's.
girl.
Let's sever it. Let's sever it, right? Let's let Judge Boyce
Okay.
sever it. Lori gets her trial in October. That means she has to go to Boise. So Boise's got to accommodate this Chad and Lori Daybell trial twice. It's going to cost twice as much for the taxpayer of Idaho, although they, just as Big E has said in the past, it's probably upward to about $1 million for her to sit her little butt in a dang mental health facility where they're treating her like a freaking spa queen.
Waiting on public funding. You know, like a good welfare recipient.
Hey,
God,
Cressa,
yeah. Yeah.
my brother just showed up. I'm gonna have to bolt. Okay.
Okay. Bolt like some lightning.
All right. I'll
Leave
talk
with
to
your-
y'all later.
Later,
Bye,
baby.
Eric.
Bye.
Oh man. Well, I don't know. They're still messing around on that damn website. On the court website. I mean, I just see them like going back and forth and refreshing, and usually you don't have that. So I don't know. But according to what Judge Boyce said, that would conclude the live streaming part. So I just don't want to think that I'm missing out or hold anybody from seeing anything.
Shenanigans. Judge Boyce, just as Carrie Livingston's saying, Judge Boyce will come out soon. Maybe not today, but he is going to make a decision on this, and we're all going to be able to know what it is. We're going to find out. It'll all iron itself out. It'll all work out. She can try to ripple the waters all she wants. She can try to have her way, both ways, just as Big E talks about. She can't have it both ways. The bottom line is that it will get ironed out, and it'll be done with all T's crossed and all I's dotted. Judge Boyce is going to do the job, and and we'll all see it unfold right in front of us.
Yeah, then we'll have to go to counseling. Hey. That woman's, I don't know. It's just whenever I'm telling you, there was this look, and I saw Tylee, and I was just like, wow, crazy.
It's sad. It really is. She is past all that now. I mean, she's just past all that now. She just wants to sit next to Chad. She's going to sit next to Chad. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think the cases will be severed, and I think it'll be done legally without appeal issues or anything. And the bottom line is that it's she's going to get what she deserves, and so will he.
Yeah. I mean, and I know that.
This is just too high profile of a case for
God,
Judge Boyce to do anything controversial. If he does do it to where Lori's has got to be with Chad's in January, he'll have that case law from Idaho showing there's been several cases that went past the 6-month mark, and he would be able to give the reasons why he was able to do it, which would line up to precedent, y'all. Precedent in Idaho.
Yeah. Yep. Rhomba Hutral, Lori looked like she sat in the tea room having a sandwich. I know. Now you say that, yeah. And then I cannot say your name, honey. Miss Elizabeth. Judge Boyce is playing the long game, and it's the smart game. He is doing everything to stop the manipulative witch from appealing BS further down the line. Her and Chad's day is coming. That's it.
Carrie Livingston, I guarantee you, Judge Boyce, and this is just my opinion, he already knows what he's going to do. I really believe it. I really believe he already knows. It's not something he's got to sit around and think about. I think he's already been thinking about this before this motion hearing today. I think he already knows how he's going to be able to do this, and he's double, triple checked himself on all of it. He's got his reputation to deal with.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's big time. Pam V says, what if they join them again and then she goes crazy again? I know. It's like a.
Well, you know, it
It's
goes
like
back,
thank you,
Tricia.
Lori and Chad, for bringing us into your insanity. Thank you.
Yeah, well, what is it? She can turn it on and turn it off.
Yep.
The Department of Health and Welfare, shame on them for saying she wasn't malingering. She was. She
I
knows what
know.
she was doing.
I
She
felt
knew.
that. But I was right there when I brought you the phone, and I was like, here, you know, it just so happened to be in the same town with you. Thank God. And because I'd already read it, and I cannot like comprehend it right away. Right. And so you read it, and I was like, when you read that part about her not malingering, I was like, well, that proves me wrong, you know?
Yeah, well, a lot of us thought that they would have that in there and that would shield her from trying to go back into the mental health facility. You know, if she was
Yeah.
malingering then, they couldn't possibly send her back in there after that, knowing she had been proven to be faking. And you know what? I agree she's got mental illness, Cresha, but I don't think it was
Mhm.
so bad that
Right.
I mean, you're talking about a mother to children. You know, was her
Yeah.
love not stronger than whatever, you know, she was suffering from? I don't think
I know.
so.
I know. I've ran across a picture, y'all, of my mom and Uncle Charles and JJ and Tylee wasn't there. I mean, it was just they were in a ride or whatever. I guess at Disney World. I don't know where exactly, but and it like right as the thing was going over the edge. So JJ's in the very front of this, I don't know what to call it, boat looking thing. And he's like bracing, okay? And then there's Lori, and she's like holding on to JJ, but she's just like grinning ear to ear. JJ looks scared a little bit, but brave, you know. And then she's just clinging on to JJ. And then Ashlyn, my daughter's right behind her, and she's got her eyes closed, like, oh my gosh, you know. And then right behind Ashlyn is Uncle Charles, and he's like holding on to Ashlyn, and his eye, he's got a smile on their face. And then mom's behind everybody, and she's got her arms up in the air and her mouth wide open. She's like, whoa, you know. And I really I found that picture yesterday, and I was like, wow, you know, what a ride. What a ride. And I just kind of looked at how Lori was holding him, or you know what I mean, how a mother does, supposed to, allegedly. And I don't know. I just kind of, I don't know. I read into it just to see, because I didn't see it then. I didn't see it at all. And there's so many people that are, I read the forums and stuff. They're not like shut off from us or anything. We run across things, and people say, how could they not see anything? And just like that, I don't know. You just don't. Or you see things, but they just don't come together maybe at one time. Never. And I mean, I know I can speak for Mom and Larry in this because they've said it. Never would they have ever put JJ or any child for that matter in harm's way intentionally. Nope. You're not going to pull you're not going to take a child in or whatever, who's fighting for his life. You're not going to do that. You're not going to pull a child in and then trust someone to be like, here, I trust you. I trust you not to kill them. And then bam. I still wish Tylee and JJ would have just hauled ass. But that doesn't do anything,
No one could have seen this coming.
Mm-mm.
No one could have.
Yeah. Nope. Nope. I don't even know if she could. I really don't. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I've got a question I want to ask everybody on here, and I want y'all to really think about this question, okay? Will y'all do that for me? Here's the question. If, in fact, Archibald has made himself clear that his client specifically said she wants to be tried with Chad, right? She wants to be tried with him. How does that benefit her? Come on, I want to hear what y'all. I want to hear that, because, John Pryor says that it would be prejudicial for Chad to be tried with Lori at the same table. So I want to hear y'all's answer. I want you to think about it. What does it benefit Lori to have Chad sitting at the table with her?
Ooh, that's good. Soul's Eye Jules. I only read the first part too. She thinks she'll get off. Yeah, that's interesting. Because I also think that too. I mean, from what I know, sitting from right where I'm sitting, it seems like he has a better, and I mean, let me finish it. He has a better shot, I guess, at producing the benefit of the doubt, right? So, however, my God works way different than that. So that's where I'm like, okay. The only thing that's going to win here is love.
Sam Willow says to keep Chad Daybell from throwing her under the bus.
Where's that?
If she's sitting at the table with him, Sam Willow thinks that will keep him from throwing her under the bus.
I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see that comment. Oh, there it is. There's Sand. Okay.
Paisley Dream says people can look at the two of them and easily blame him. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have more animosity about Lori than I do Chad, even though I
do too.
Equally dislike him. I'm just saying that she, to me, is more diabolical than him. She was the mother of those children.
As a mother, it is our job to just keep your damn baby, your child alive. Like, that's all you got to do. And then not only that, but just to shove them in harm's way, to put them in harm's way. It blows my mind. It blows all our minds because we don't think like they do. We're not sick and twisted. Yeah. Yeah, she's a mom, right? Right. She's a piece of crap. And I hate being very PG-13, but she's not a mother. No.
It's called being measured with your words, Crash.
Well, it sucks. It effing sucks. There, I can at least, throw the little.
OKJ doesn't have a filter. But Crash says she's measured. She's got a level head.
Yeah, don't. No, not at all. I just hate it. Wait, why the hell are they back on? Wait, that might just be it starting over. Hold on.
Menastina says she will be there to point her finger right back at Chad. Where's that at? Boy, y'all are really coming up with some good ones.
We were scheduled to start at 10 o'clock.
Hold on.
If it's a joint hearing and he tries to blame her and Alex.
Let me first.
Hold on just a second.
The court reporter is there.
Make sure it's not the same video playing.
Madam Court Reporter, are you there?
Yes, Judge, I am. Thank you.
Was she there the last time, y'all?
And I'll ask the clerk in Fremont County if this is being now recorded on the FTR system.
I don't know if this is from earlier or from now. It just came back on.
Was that a yes from the clerk?
Well, hell, boys, I don't freaking know. Y'all are so damn confusing with this shit. I mean, stuff. I don't know.
Lisa Miller says there could be a courtroom brawl. I'd love to see both of them in a courtroom brawl.
If you could just
because they sure wasn't brawling when they were over there in Hawaii on the damn yoga mats.
Yeah, keep talking. I'm just trying to watch and see what they're doing. Hold on just a second. I apologize. But I don't know if it's the same one. That's weird.
Zero says Lori would believe anything Chad told her.
Pop up from the clerk. FTR is functioning. So
seems like the same damn
sure
thing.
The records all being picked up here. This matter is also being live streamed on the court's YouTube channel for public access to this hearing
earlier,
as it's being held remotely.
I'm just making sure, y'all.
The defendant,
Shining Bearable says malignant narcissists do not understand love. Absolutely no concept.
Okay, I'm back. They're not doing nothing. Okay. Sorry, Paisley. Yeah.
You
I'm
were
not
just
very good at multitasking quietly.
you were just trying to make sure you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, just it's weird that it's in the same stream came back on, so I was like, well, they're back. It is a rerun. Okay, good. All right, thank you. Y'all are awesome. I really appreciate y'all being here. I really do. It's comforting, y'all. You guys are the only thing that keeps us in between or together.
Kathy, thank you for all you do.
Yeah. Thank you, Kathy. Okay. You're so sweet. Crush is on the ball, girl. I'm trying. That's what I had to. I didn't have to, but I was like, well, let me just try, and I wanted to feature those missing children in that. Oh my gosh, let me try not to talk choppy. In the beginning of the live stream, I started with that intro video or whatever, and then I went ahead and added some children that were missing. It was like the year anniversary of. So they've been missing a year now, and so, anyways, I want to start doing things like that. JJ's birthday is May 25th, and that's coming up, and it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and last month was, the autism awareness. And then May 25th just so happens to be the missing children's day, I guess. I don't have it in front of me. And I know last year we donated to the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And so I don't know. It's probably too late to put anything together. And that's just about how life is right now,
Well, you've
I
been
just
going.
it's like I have time, but then I don't know what to do with it. When
You have been going full speed ahead, though, Cresha. You had us down for a week. I'm surprised that you didn't take a break. There was no way you could not cover this today, but I know how. I mean, you have really, really worked hard, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. It's hard. It's not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it. They're worth it. I don't think they'll be coming back. What they're discussing now is understood. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So,
if you don't mind, Cresha, I wanted to let all the people know that
Yeah.
follow KJ that I usually have my live streams on Thursday, but because we covered this today, I felt like the content that I had lined up for Thursday, I'm probably going to have to do that either Friday or Saturday. So I hope everybody understands it's something I've got to dig into. I also wanted to get to money cannot bring you happiness. Okay. Let's just remember that. Okay. Because Lori and Chad, everything that Lori and Chad did either was about sex or money. And of course, sex can't make you happy in certain ways, but then again, it can make you happy. Some
Depends on
not
how
in the
crappy
case
you are at it. No, I'm joking.
not in the case of Lori and Chad, but what I'm saying is we will get to that, and I appreciate y'all's patience on that. Ever since I got back from Louisiana, I have been in a daze, just thinking every day about the wonderful family that Cresha and Jason and their kids and Kay and Larry and the extended family, Casey and what was Casey's husband's name again? Was it Shannon? Shannon, yeah. And I'm still praying a lot, keeping myself hoping that Cresha and them will visit us late this summer or whenever they can. It's an open invite. I've told Jason that, he needed to pray about it. And I told Ashley and Casey to aggravate the mess out of Cresha until they came.
You don't have to. She don't even have to.
We'll have a great time.
Like, yep.
I'll spoil y'all rotten. If y'all will come, we'll have the best time.
What got me was when you shared the video 24 seconds, I think, of your feet in I guess the creek.
Oh yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm sold. I'm going.
Yeah, I mean, come down and we won't even
Mhm.
say one word or discuss the case or not. We just want y'all to come down or up and just enjoy Tennessee home and Tennessee.
Just y'all.
Yeah,
Just it's really that's what matters here, or the bonds we were forming, the friendships, the connection, the community, y'all. This is what it's all about. I was thinking last night, I do every now and then. I think all the time, but um I was just like, if there's ever a missing kid or something, a missing family member, it's like I just kind of envisioned this thing in my head, not no better, right? But I just kind of saw it play out, and I was just like, if somebody ever is missing, I can always just go live, and go live and share their story.
that would
'Cause it
be a
was so
wonderful,
important.
wonderful
Yeah.
tribute. It really would. I
Exposure.
like
And
how
I
you
was like,
put
I wonder
the
if I could get all of you to just light it up, for
yeah.
them.
At the beginning of this live stream where you listed the missing people on there, I thought
Yeah.
that was wonderful. I think that shows the kind of person you are. You think you're not so stuck inside yourself that you know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
thinking of
It's just
everyone
this
else.
case that really drags you down. There's so many things I want to do, and there's so many things that stop me or I allow to stop me, and it's just like, okay, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I
These
know
kids are
Big
still
E. Big E
missing.
is big on that too. I think
Yes.
he really
Yes.
is big on that. He's got
Twitter
a lot of
advocate.
really good integrity and all of that. So I'm really proud of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. It's just, I've got to start moving myself into this direction. It's been almost 3 years, and I'm just like, oh my God, I feel like I should be so much further. And then I'm
I
just like,
think
but we're still in it. I don't even understand. It's
leaps
not like
and
it made
bounds.
sense right away.
Leaps and bounds. You have grown leaps and bounds. And unfortunately, Cresha, you have a trial coming
I got
up.
what comes to
We're going to
go.
find out. Judge Boyce is going to let us know. He's going to give us some answers here. He said it wouldn't take long. He said in that Zoom hearing, he said it wouldn't take him long to come to a decision. And so I'm looking forward to hearing that so that we can get things more nailed down. But anyway,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to get off here, but I love
me
all of
too.
y'all. Thank y'all so much for
Me
all y'all
too.
do for Cresha. Thank y'all for all your comments. And Cresha, thank you so much for just being you and covering this today.
I love you.
I love
I love
you.
y'all.
You're my sis.
I
I
saw that.
finally I just miss hugging you. I
Yeah,
just do. But
it was
maybe
so good.
it does. It's
Look,
wonderful.
there's Ashlyn.
Hi, Ashlyn's here.
No, but that's the picture you sent
Oh
um,
yeah,
of
yeah.
her holding the crawfish.
Yeah, she is incredible. She is such a good girl. She
That's
is awesome. She's so smart, and she's very, very
put
mature for her
together for a
age.
16-year-old, right?
Right. I love all of y'all, and
Love you
I'm gonna get
too.
off.
Love y'all. Thank you.
And
And
you want to say it together?
yes, 1, 2,
Ready,
3.
set, go. Keep
Keep
on
on
looking.
looking. I'm looking for